Hello everyone, welcome, nice to see you all. Okay, are you ready to begin bringing balance, perhaps new balance, to your beautiful energies? We're going to start with the 4 thumps exercise, so up on the cheekbones, below your eyes, tapping on your stomach meridian. This exercise we sometimes call the grounding thump. So if you're ever in need of grounding, this can certainly be one to try. And then we're going to come about an inch below the middle of your collarbone. This is the end of your kidney meridian. So tapping here, great for kidney. It's a great energy boost. So if you've ever been burning the candle at both ends, if you're having a dip at all during the day in your energy levels, try this one. Next, we go into the middle of the chest. This is your Thymus Thumb. So you could either tap with your fingertips or you can make a fist. See what that feels like, even using 2 hands. That can be very nice. It's very much about finding what feels good for you and your energies. So making little variations on the exercises can sometimes make actually a vast difference in how you might feel. And then the final thump is the spleen thump. So about halfway down the rib cage, at the side of the body, also at the front below the breasts. And it can be nice to migrate between the 2 areas, see how it feels all round. Okay, relaxing down, noticing how you're feeling. The 4 thumps is a great one to sort of add in quickly mid-afternoon if you're having a slump. It can really pick you up. Next, we'll be crossing our energies over. So bringing one hand to the opposite shoulder and smoothing, sliding to the opposite hip. And you could experiment here with the speed and the pressure. Doing the same thing on the other side. And now we go to the cross crawl, so alternating. And feel free to stand or sit while you do this. And really listening to your body. And if you're feeling a bit tired this morning, you could go a bit slower. And if you're curious, might this pick me up a bit? Bring it faster, maybe even go with your elbows, tapping there if it's comfortable. See what it does for you to really boost your crossovers. And now slowing it down, coming to a close. And once again, taking a deep breath and a mindful moment noticing how you're feeling. And now let's make sure we are all unscrambled. So crossing one leg over the other, bringing your arms out, palms out, crossing your hands over, clasping your fingers, then coming underneath. And we take several deep breaths in this position. And this exercise can be a real game changer for a lot of people. It totally depends on you and your unique energies, because we're all very unique and individual in how our energies can flow. But a lot of people have a habit in their energies of being scrambled. So when you hold here, you are unscrambling yourself. It allows you to think clearer, to focus your mind. It usually helps people to feel calmer, more grounded. And a bit of a red flag for needing a Wayne Cook is if you're feeling overwhelmed. So if any time for the rest of your life, if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, do consider trying a Wayne Cook or even a couple of Wayne Cooks and seeing if it makes a change for you. We're going to do the other side, so swapping your legs over, continuing to remember to breathe. And being aware as you breathe of any subtle changes. Okay, so we're going to close the Wayne Cup, bringing your thumbs and fingers together, resting your thumbs here, taking a breath. And now placing your hands on your forehead, sliding across to your temples. And we're going to move into the crown pull exercise. So making stretches horizontally and carrying on all the way round your head, on the back as well. And sometimes a lot of energy can get stuck at the neck and shoulders area, so continuing at the sides of your spine, on your neck, and feeling into the pressure. Some days you might want to do gentle pressure, some days it might feel nice to use firm pressure, dragging down, pulling away stuck energy, shaking your hands off. You could even visualize sending drops or even streams perhaps of any excess energy. Anything at all that's stale and old and that you are ready to release for your highest good. And then placing your hands on your legs for a moment. Let's just take a breath or two here. Ground here for a moment. Notice how you're feeling after the wing cook. And the crown pull. 2 exercises there. You've made space and you've untangled anything that's scrambled. And now moving your hands to your pubic bone and with a breath in, coming all the way up the front of your body, over the top of your head, and then breathing out and bringing your arms down. And let's introduce a bit of colour. So imagining beams of colour, almost like crayons, coming from your fingertips, and asking yourself, if I knew what colour would be for my highest benefit right now, what would it be? And then coming up your midline, bringing that colour through central meridian, all the way up, and then coming back down. Once again, breathing in, visualising that colour coming from your fingertips. And then as you breathe out, coming back down. And another time. Sensing that colour and that vitality there becoming stronger as you go. And then one last time, we end at the lips and turning your hands to lock in that zip up. And we're going to go to the hook up exercise, placing one middle finger inside your belly button, the other middle finger above your nose, pushing in and pulling up with each. So you create some pressure there. And usually we hold here for several deep breaths. If you do find your arms getting tired, then feel free to relax your arms, or you could swap round. And now relaxing your arms, maybe giving your arms and shoulders a little wriggle and shake, shaking off any excess. And the next exercise we're doing is connecting heaven and earth. So beginning with your hands somewhere at the tops of your legs, taking a breath or two here. Perhaps bringing your attention to the lower half of your body, so all around your glutes, legs, feet. As you're holding here, it's possible you might notice changes. Sometimes people describe a pleasant heaviness, so feeling like you're sinking, anchoring, rooting more into the ground. And sometimes it can be ever so subtle. So the more that you bring your awareness to how you're feeling, the more likely you are over time to notice what's working and what's not working, and to really know yourself and your energies and what you need. Now coming into the prayerful position, taking a breath in, and one arm is palm up, the other one's palm down, holding your breath and feeling the stretch. And then breathing out, coming back to the middle and doing the same thing on the other side. And we're going to repeat on each side. Feel free to go at your own pace. If it feels right to stretch for a little bit more or less. And once you've done 2 stretches on each side, folding forwards on the final out breath and doing your best to let everything go here. So taking several deep breaths, keeping your feet planted on the ground and noticing where does it feel like there's more space being created in your body for energy to move. Now beginning to gently sway from side to side, and you're returning to your starting position and using your arms to swing and make some figure 8 patterns. And we're continuing doing some more figure 8s. Our energies tend to love figure 8s. They are so revitalizing and balancing. And when we do the next exercise, which is the aura exercise, the Celtic weave, we are weaving big 8s from side to side. So let's do that together. Starting by rubbing your hands together. Your hands are your tools, just like in the garden if you've got rakes and things you're using. So you're moving and balancing your energies with your own hands. So it's nice and helpful to keep them free of any stale or stuck energy. You might notice that your hands at times like this maybe feel a bit lighter. And then rubbing them together again, building up some fresh energy here now, opening up your hands, noticing perhaps what you might feel at your palms or between your hands. Then bringing the energy to your head, taking a breath in. And let's weave together. So as you breathe in, bringing your arms together and across, and then when you're breathing out, coming out to the side. Big figure 8s here. And again, in front of your waist. And coming down your body, in front of your knees, crossing. And if it's comfortable to reach your ankles as well, and then coming up to the starting position, rolling your aura. Sometimes we say fluffing, with circular motion, anywhere at all that feels right to you. And now coming to a natural position wherever your arms want to hang, and noticing, how am I now? So for each of you, checking in with yourself. How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling emotionally? Also mentally? And it is time to bring in the sparkle and vitality of the radiant circuits. So we begin with belt flow, reaching round to the back, just as far as is comfortable for you, and then sliding across, so smoothing the energy across your tummy 3 or 4 times, and then picking the energy up at your opposite waist and smoothing all the way down the side of your leg and off your foot. Coming back up and doing the same thing on the other side. And next we're going to trace penetrating flow. So penetrating flow begins behind your belly button. So resting your hands to begin in the small of your back. And taking a breath in. When you breathe out, you're lowering your hands over your tailbone. And then we come up and round the hips, so breathing in and coming up and over like a horseshoe. And as you breathe out, down to your pubic bone. And let's pause here for a moment. Sometimes it can be nice to slow down the exercises a little bit. So if you ever find yourself drawn to just pausing, giving your energies a moment to settle, stabilise, then really trust yourself. Now we're going to come up the midline, so breathing in, coming up the front, up penetrating. Once you arrive at your mouth, breathing out and tracing some figure eights. And once again, noticing, having now traced a few of the radiant circuits, how are you feeling? Next, we're going to do the bridge flows. So for yin bridge, you start in your power point, that's the big dip at the top of your neck. So holding here for a breath or so. And now tracing up over the top of your head, coming onto your forehead. Then through the bridge of the nose onto your cheekbones, tapping on those stomach grounding points. And now coming below the collarbone onto those kidney points, tapping here for a few seconds. Next, you are tracing 3 hearts over your chest. 1, 2, and 3. Placing your hands flat on your tummy and then smoothing all the way down the fronts of your legs and off your feet. And we're going to trace the yang bridge. So horizontal figure eights here, approximately the width of your body, but you don't need to be super exact. Your energies will follow your intention. And you want to do at least once, going up and down the length of your body, if that's comfortable. Remembering, you can always visualize these things, even while you're making the movement now, if you wanted to really bring your mind and visualization to the movement, that at times can really amplify the benefits that you receive. And then once you've built up some eights in front of you, turning around 180 degrees, so your back is facing that column, and allowing yourself to receive all those eights behind you. And the yin bridge at the front, the yang bridge at the back, they have a flow that connects them from the front to the back. So we are tracing figure eights once again, front to back. And why not explore the speed and the size a little bit? So see what it's like if you go a bit slower. Or perhaps picking up the pace a bit and seeing, does one feel better than the other? And it might be very subtle, you might not know why. It might be just a case of, I like going slower because it's less effort and it feels more relaxed. So it might not be so much that this exercise is the best thing since sliced bread and it's making me feel amazing. It might just be you prefer doing it a particular way. So when I say that it can be subtle, that's the kind of thing I mean. And also it might be that you enjoy the exercise and really feel the benefits. The other day I was doing some energy medicine with one of my cousins, and with a couple of the radiant circuits, she said, that felt like candy floss. So sometimes it can be difficult to put the feelings in our energies into words, but If for yourself, if there's ever one or a few exercises that just really make you feel good, like candy floss or some sensation in your own words, then I encourage you to do more of that exercise. And perhaps contact me or look up online or in a book so you can learn more about the flow of the energy and what it's all about, what's happening in your energies. Okay, now slowing your figure eights down and just allowing your arms to rest, hang wherever they want to. We'll take several breaths and just tuning in, noticing, maybe closing your eyes if you'd like to. And from head to toe, noticing how you're feeling. Noticing the front of your body and also the back. Noticing the left side and also noticing the right. And allowing yourself to be a gentle and curious observer of yourself. Just noticing. And the more that you do this and develop this relationship with yourself and your energies, the more in tune you'll be and the more likely you will be to be able to feel things in your energies and figure out which exercises are really doing a lot for you. And now opening your eyes if they're closed, we're going to trace the regulator flows. So yin regulator is at the front of the body, begins with a heart over your face, coming down over your neck, and then coming onto the opposite shoulders and smoothing down to your elbows. Sometimes it can be nice to introduce a few extra slides down. And then bringing your hands to rest somewhere on your upper body and smoothing all the way down the front of your body now and coming off your feet. Then we have the yang regulator. So for yang regulator, you smooth around both of your ears and then come onto the shoulders again and smooth down. And now reaching up at the back of your body, just as high as is comfortable, and then smoothing down the backs of your legs and off your feet. So how about we repeat those regulator flows once again? It can be nice sometimes doing exercises more than once. And you may have been practicing some of these energy exercises for a long time. So maybe you only ever traced the regulator flows one time and then perhaps did it on the next day. So really taking this opportunity now to notice, what does it feel like to go a little bit deeper? So yin regulator starts with a heart on a stick. Coming onto the opposite shoulders, down your arms, and then all the way down the front of your body. The yang regulator, smoothing around your ears, coming back onto the shoulders, and down your arms, and now down the back of your body. Once again, checking in with yourself. How are you feeling following that? And now the vagus nerve. So with one hand, either hand, resting that hand at your tummy with your belly thumb, gently resting inside your belly button, your other hand resting at your neck in any way that's comfortable for you. So it could be either side of the neck, and you might be more round the back perhaps, or at the front, whatever feels good. And breathing deeply here. Balancing your vagus nerve energies. Very important if you've ever found yourself feeling stuck in the fight, flight, freeze response, and at times of stress, the vagus nerve has a very important role. So you may find by bringing this exercise more into your life that overall you feel more calm, more steady, and more able to respond to stress. So nobody escapes stress. We're all human and we all have daily life, and hopefully we have lots of pleasant, lovely days, but things happen in life. So the more that you build resiliency, make your vagus nerve energies robust, you'll be less likely to respond in such a reactive way when there are stresses. You'll cope much better, and you will be likely to bounce back quicker, to feel calmer, with faster, with more ease. So continuing to hold, it's nice to be here for several minutes, and I am going to once again speak some light language for you for the day. Umaka umasi onea ufala ikona usasala ishaka una ikonia patata utanasikone ishanasisa usakaka kila kakaka oya oniose ikala ayana ona seki oka ifala uka isana ishokala ukanya aya sikonela ifonese ishaka isosizapaka ipokatatatata iko tatata iso tatata aya iyo And I invite you to take some deep breaths. Okay, and as a final piece, with a message for the day for you, the sacred rebel death. All right, and these pictures are ever so gorgeous, so I will bring it close so you can see, and this is a beautiful message for the day. So I encourage you, take this message, make it your own, whatever meaning it has for you. Follow your own rhythm. There you are. So wishing you a wondrous day, hopefully full of love, adventure, ease, and I look forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow. And all the links will be on YouTube, so if you can't make it live, welcome to catch up whenever you can. Take care and see you soon.